What's happening, fellas? What's going on, everybody? Big
Yo,
Sasquatch.
what up, Dino?
Not too much, brother. Living life. How was your week? Doing good?
Oh, it's doing great. A little self promotion right now on the Etsy shop. Everything is 25% off for the Father's Day sale, going until I think the 16th, day after Father's Day. Yeah, I'll have everything, shirts, oils, balms, butters, washes, everything. The liquid butter is restocked now, so that's up there. I will be having the Father's Day boxes coming probably within the next 2 days, so that will go up there. And
Right.
we'll go from there. So,
You forgot to tell everybody Tactical Santa approved.
there you go.
Heck yeah.
See, I don't need to say you. There you go. All right.
There we
Apparently,
go.
our third man in the ring, he got
Right.
taken out before the match, and we're waiting for the doctors to clear him to come back.
Well, let's say hi. We got some people in the room. A couple people. We got Mr. Bruce City Bearded. What's happening, brother? How you doing? We got Baker in the house.
Baker,
What's happening,
dude.
Baker? And we got my sister, Copper John's Melissa. What's happening, Melissa? I saw your pictures. It looked like you and your family had an awesome outing today at Frankenmove. So that's
Nice.
awesome. I'm glad you had a fun time. Let's bring Mr. 30 Spray J back in the house. Here we go.
The doctors cleared him. Way to go.
What's happening, Joshua Ricks? And we got Jack Stud. What's going on?
What's going on?
Studs in the house.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So I got to tell you, this is probably one of my favorite pictures of all three of us. That's a masterpiece.
Yes.
The thing is, 30 Spray J, you never told us your father was Seth Rollins.
I might actually be older than Seth Rollins. I don't know.
I mean, I thought it was.
I might be Seth Rollins' father.
Born Beard was happening.
Like I said, I thought his dad was Vince Russo.
Well, I'm kind of partial to this one because my man 30 Spray J looks like the realest one, Enzo Amore. One of my favorites. That's like, what is that, number two? Two for the day?
He took my monitor.
We got to have that little chime that goes on.
Ding!
Maybe I'll get the hairstyle, in the next couple months.
There we go. So, fellas, it's been kind of an interesting week in wrestling.
Yes, it is.
Where do you guys want to start?
Oh, so many places. How about we start at the beginning of the week? Since last time we talked, there was a pay-per-view that went on. We don't talk AEW a lot on here,
right?
So we can just briefly mention it.
Sure.
What was worth the damn was Mercedes Moné is the number one contender. Go against Timeless Tony Storm and that whole fiasco going on. So that's interesting. Right. Seeing Swerve Strickland jump off a forklift. that was kind of crazy.
Right.
That was really about it. It was really the big.
Besides the blood, though.
Yeah.
What has AEW done that WWE hasn't done?
They blew up a ring. Remember that?
Yeah, they didn't mean to blow up the ring, but the ring blew up.
That's really about it.
I feel like, and I don't want to manifest this into reality, but someone is either going to get severely injured over there, or someone's going to die.
Right.
Because they are trying to do too much without the safety.
Yep.
Right.
And or remember back in the day, WWE had that whole "don't try this at home."
Yep.
Right.
I don't see that with AEW.
Right.
Not at all.
No.
Not one bit.
No.
So.
You know, and so here's the thing, it was funny because I saw a post and a guy said, "Hey, AEW, whatever you do, protect Megan Bain," right? And now you look at first I was like, "What do you mean, man? That woman is a badass, right?"
Mm.
But you look at her and you're like, "Now I get it." Hopefully they protect her because she's one that needs to be in the WWE.
Yeah.
She needs to be
They
in the
must be
WWE.
offering her a lot of money because I thought that there was talks of her going back.
Right.
Yeah, and one of the women that just got released in this last round of
Yeah.
releases in WWE is going. I'm sorry, I'm looking it up now. I am so unprepared. I apologize.
Right. Wasn't it Gigi? Gigi Dolan.
So
I think Gigi Dolan is going yeah, I mean, maybe Megan Bain is staying in AEW maybe to sharpen
Mariah
herself.
May.
Oh, Mariah May, yeah,
No, wait a
Mariah
minute.
May.
No. She's
Mariah May
signing.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
signing with
signed
WWE.
WWE, yeah, yeah,
I'm sorry. It's just
yeah.
this is right.
It's pretty crazy. We talk about AEW, and the only wrestlers we talk about, like, hey, that should be coming to WWE is all the ladies, man. That's what they have there.
Yeah, because
They're
the men, unfortunately, the men are too spot heavy. You know what I
right,
mean? They either want to either do 700 different moves all at one time, and not tell a story, or they
right,
want to basically take a giant fork to the head or a stapler to the chest, and then that's
right,
about it. That's all. That's
right,
all it is. So it's just it doesn't. And then the stars that they have, they don't
right,
want to push to where they need to go.
right,
So
right. Yeah. Yep.
Basically, it's just
Well, alrighty.
let me pay you enough money so that you're not on my enemy's show.
Right.
There's no storytelling. There's no Is there writers? Is there writers in AEW, or is it
You
just
know,
all right, let's do this
yeah,
wrestling?
it's
you
it's
know,
it's Tony Khan. He's
yeah,
the booker.
Yeah.
right. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Like when AEW first came out, it was like, okay, it's kind of cool, things are happening. It was,
Mm.
it reminds me of when NWO took over WCW per se, right? At
Yeah.
first it was cool and then it became the Wild West. Is there any writers? Nope. It's whatever we feel like doing. And Eric Bischoff's like, well, I'm just going to start hiring all these WWE guys to come over here because I'll just load it up with talent.
Mm.
And who cares if we use them? Don't matter if we tell a story because we're just going to try to, you know what I mean? So that's
Mm.
what it kind of reminds me of. Um, the only guy that I would like to see come back to WWE because the guy was actually very athletic and very strong is, what do they call him? Claudio Castagnoli Cesaro. I
Yeah.
mean,
Cesaro.
but he could get into, I mean, he could, if they brought him back, he's that guy that could be in a lot of cool feuds with a lot of the guys they have right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like at the same time, he's gotten like at one point he was extremely athletic, and it's just
Right.
like he doesn't do the stuff that he used to do anymore. And
Sure.
unfortunately, I understand like some of the stuff he just really doesn't want to do at his age. I get it, but
Right.
it's
Right.
just the biggest thing was he wasn't really much of a talker. He doesn't really
Sure.
talk on AEW either. It's just
Sure.
that was
Right.
his
What
biggest
about Darby? What about bringing Darby to WWE?
I think Darby's one of those diehards though.
He's diehard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't.
he won't come. He won't come
He
because he's
is
yeah.
the Sting of
Yes.
AEW. Without
Yes.
obviously Sting's there, but he
Right.
is this like Sting was
Yep.
diehard WCW
Right.
to the very end until that whatever that was when he came to WWE.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
But
Yeah. Yeah. But he's diehard. I mean, I enjoy watching Darby. I think he's good.
like
Um,
he's a good wrestler, but a lot of the stuff he does, he can
right.
get away with in AEW. He's
Yeah.
not gonna do a
Yep.
coffin drop off the top rope into glass on WWE. That's
Right.
never gonna happen ever.
Right.
Like
Y-
he's
But
not mankind, and this is in 1998. You know what I mean? Or
right.
97,
The other guy that's kind of cool to watch on AEW too is Orange Cassidy.
Mm.
He's got a little but I mean, when you look at him, I'm not saying he's a heavyweight guy, not an intercontinental, but for a guy who's a lightweight, he would fit in right now. He could do stuff with those guys.
They don't have any lightweight belt anymore.
No,
Remember,
they don't. But you've got all these guys that are about his size too, right? He could blend in. He could do some stuff.
The issue is his shtick got super old, super
Sure.
quick. Like
Sure.
it was fantastic when it was on the Indies. It was new,
Right.
First couple months, but now it's like,
right.
It just makes it seem like you're a lazy wrestler and you don't want to actually do anything.
Right.
Which kind of sucks. But
what's happening, Chris?
Yeah, what up, Chris? I still think little off topic. I still think if you have to start a beard company, you have to on the paperwork you have to fill your name out as Chris. I think that's
right.
just this. I think it is. There's so many of us. I don't get it.
Right. So let's move into the WWE with this week.
Yes.
What do you guys think? So
you want to start with the big news or the second big news? Or
well, let's start off right here.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
Say it's not true.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Right. I'll tell you what.
It can't be true.
I think it's a ploy, man. I really do think it's a ploy.
They let the man go, but not the character.
Well, here's the thing.
Look at it. Look at all the clues, though. Look at the Easter eggs. I mean, he is wearing a Ron Cena farewell shirt.
Right. True.
If they didn't let R-Truth go during COVID, why would they let him go now?
Yeah, I didn't notice that until just
now. Excuse my language, but this better be some bullshit kayfabe right here.
Right.
I'm more mad about this than Braun Strowman being back and forth twice.
Right. I just, here's my thing. Okay, everybody here has watched the show, and I've said he's going to be the savior. Somehow, he's going to luck into beating John Cena for the title, right? And what better way to do that than be like, oh, he's not here, he isn't here no more. And then all of a sudden, the last night that Cena's going to do the thing, there's not going to be a challenger, and all of a sudden, he's going to appear.
They and finally give Ron Truth a W heavyweight championship.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just I heard this really crazy stat. He signed with WWE in like 99, 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been the only superstar that has been on like nonstop for 25 straight years now.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. Who does that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they didn't let him go through all the cuts, all the COVID, all the money that they were losing, there's no reason for them to let him go now. Right after a big match and all the great promos that he's been doing.
Right. Well, when you look at things, people still cheer him hardcore, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure those shirts probably sold out at the arena the first night that they were okay.
Yeah.
So he's selling merch, and as JR would say, he's putting asses in the seats, right?
Yeah.
So why would you get rid of him?
It's got to be a ploy. But I said the same thing when they let Bray Wyatt go during COVID. I mean, he was top merch seller.
Right.
Yes, you would agree. You would say that he wasn't the greatest of wrestler or whatever, but the stories that he was telling and the creativity and everything, like that was saving during COVID. Look at all the cinematic matches like he created.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe this isn't a ploy, but I don't know. I hope it is. I really hope it is.
Right.
Like Ron Truth is like one of the last of my childhood. Like Rey Mysterio's out right now with an injury. John Cena's retiring. All I got left is Randy Orton, and they're not doing my boy any justice.
No.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But maybe it's a ploy, and maybe he comes back, and maybe him and maybe Enzo come back together.
Oh, that's 3.
Are we just officially changing the name to the Enzo podcast? Is that what it is? That we're getting rid of this Suplex Syndicate, and it's just going to be nothing but Enzo talk.
Can we get a poll in the chat? How many times Dino's going to say Enzo during a live stream?
We got to at the very beginning of the show. We got to do it over under
What's up,
and
Kay?
then go from there. So
But
It's brought to you by Elegant Sasquatch Liquid
yes,
Butter.
that back in stock today. Now, yes,
but no, I really think it's got to be a ploy. In my mind, it's got to be a ploy. I don't
Gotta
think.
be. They only
Yeah,
got 3 black guys left in WWE. I mean, come on.
one of them is wrestling over in Japan right now for Noah.
right.
Almost,
Omas,
almost,
Omas. Yeah,
Almost,
right,
a lot of mass.
right,
almost a wrestler. I don't know.
right.
So
But no, it'll be interesting to see. I really think, man, like if you think about it, it's kind of genius, right? How many like when I saw that support, I'm like, no way. And then I started looking, how many posts everywhere were people upset
oh,
about him being gone, right? So it's kind of ingenious, man. You know what I'm saying?
Garrett.
What's going on, Garrett? But you know, I think it's a ploy because, like I said, look at how many people were upset. I mean, it's taken off hot, and you're like,
I'm pretty sure you would lose at least 75% of the African American wrestling community if you let Ron Truth go.
yeah.
right?
See, you know what? I have now that you say this,
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling they're gonna be like he's gonna be out like outside the next show with the
Yes,
sign,
yes,
Yeah,
and
yes,
then
hire me back.
it's gonna
Hire me back.
it's gonna start growing,
right,
and like people are gonna start chanting his name, and then
right,
they're gonna want him back, and then
right,
eventually he's gonna make
And then he's going to be a top
he's gonna
contender.
make his return at a pay per view or something. Like
right.
because he's not gonna get the money in the bank because that's
No,
already
no.
that's
No,
already filled. But he's
But
no.
gonna get some sort of opportunity.
If he came back with the rapping, what's up?
What happened? What happens? Because when he first debuted, he debuted as K Quick.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
What
yeah.
happens if they bring back K Quick?
Dude, you're getting my hopes up. You're getting my
I
hopes up.
mean, they let Ron Killings, our troop go, but did they? I mean, K Quick still under contract.
K
you
Quick
know,
is still.
here's the
Dude,
thing. What
He's
about
like
this?
56 retro.
yeah.
Black
Yeah,
doesn't crack on that man. He
Dude,
is.
he looks better now at his age than
Yes.
he did 20 years ago, which is
Yes.
nuts.
right, right. Well,
Yeah.
look, imagine this. Maybe they can make him be Ron Cena. Maybe he leaves as our truth and comes back as Ron Cena. And let's see here,
No, you know what? When you say it like that, and
right
everyone's
there,
rooting for him to come back and everything, the funniness is there, but I think he's never been taken seriously as a competitor and a wrestler. Like
right,
he's the funny side, and like he can get everyone to break character. So
right,
bringing him back on a serious note of you fired me and you left me and everything. Now I'm about to prove to you how I'm about to save wrestling. I love it.
right. Me
Yeah.
too.
Because
So
he can cut a promo. I
yeah.
mean, the,
Yeah,
the
he
man's
can.
been here for 40 years. I mean,
Right,
and
right,
the
he's
thing
got it
is
all.
with this last before Saturday, that promo that he cut on Friday, he
Yeah.
actually showed that he can cut a legit promo opposed to just comedic all the time.
Yeah.
right.
You
Yeah.
know, and plus he's the only man that I've ever seen to break Brock Lesnar. He got him.
Yeah,
He got
Yeah.
him on that one
I
promo.
watch those at least 3 times a week. Like every
So
time
great.
a Ron Truth breaking everyone's character comes on, I'm
Yep.
sitting there watching
right,
it.
Yep.
right.
100%.
See, and this is the thing is if you're WWE, this is the other reason why I think it's got to be crap, right? You're not going to let our truth go because imagine if he left and went to AEW. No,
You know,
but think about that though. His comedic value, people love this guy, right? They pick him up, they instantly I mean, they're not going to skyrocket, but I mean, it just builds them
Yeah.
up more because people will tune into AEW just to see the comedic
They
Ron
don't want
Truth,
to really let go of anybody that is selling merch or is a
right?
fan favorite right now. I mean, look at Cross. I
Right.
mean, they're stabbing him in the back once again. No money in the bank. Like,
No.
Right. Right.
so is it also a storyline? Like, are we gonna get a big cross push? They
You know
can't
what?
let someone like Cross go.
No.
Going back. I'm sorry. Going back to R-Truth. He's going to sign back with TNA.
Don't do it.
He's going to sign back with TNA and then
I-
come back and win the title from him through TNA. Got
Well,
it.
I mean that could be something, but I really think what you mentioned before though is that imagine making him this Rocky type guy, right?
Mm.
He got fired, he's a bum, he's fired, right? Now he's showing up outside pay-per-views with the sign, right? People are believing in this guy. Hey, bring him back, bring him back. They build him up. And then he wins the title from John Cena. He's the savior, you know? I can see that because you know how much fun that our troops would probably have being outside an arena during a pay per view or event and being like, dude, people, he would love it, man. People would love it. They would be,
Look
and
how long it took for them to give him tag team titles with the Miz again, with the Awesome
right,
Truth.
right,
Like, I was sitting there on the edge of my seat, like, come
right.
on.
I mean, they've already got content they can make. So he's like, I don't work anymore, but I got my knockoff shirts out here. I'm gonna sell our true shirts. Imagine him selling some our true shirts out there because he's
He's getting
trying to feed the
arrested.
kids.
They kick him
Yeah,
out like they did Dexter
right.
Loomis.
Right. I mean, they've got all sorts of stuff they could do, but I think, I think it's going to happen. I think something. But next up, what about this?
Oh, this is my stuff right here.
Yep. So, what do you guys think is going on with them?
I personally don't know. I don't know where they're going to go with it.
All right. Let me just jump on the Sasquatch bat right here and just say that they're pushing Joe Gacy and Dexter for the tag teams. It's a new, fresh tag team that you really haven't. You've only seen them wrestle once or twice now. Like, they haven't really done much together. They've
Right.
had a lot of practice. They're building up that stuff. And if you also notice, the only one wearing a mask right now is Uncle Howdy.
Right.
And they already changed that mask up last week. They brought back the dreads, different mouthpieces for him to be able to move and everything and wrestle in. I think that they might be building up on some new masks for them. Like, imagine a smiley face pig mask for Joe Gacy blending in with his old characters. I really don't see anything different for Dexter. I mean, that vulture mask is pretty badass, but maybe they're trying to figure out some kind of mask for them to wrestle in because they only do it in entrances, and Uncle Howdy's the only one that ever wrestles in the mask.
Right.
Because Bo said it. If he's in the mask, he's Uncle Howdy. If he's not in the mask, he's Bo. And at this point, like, they just need to say it's Bo Wyatt. Like, change his name, make him go under some kind of voodoo or something. Like, if you're going to
Right.
commit to the legacy and everything, then just bring it on. The Corey Taylor of WWE
Right.
squash that.
So what's
Look,
going to
Garrett, I
happen
don't care
is
how big you are. We can argue about this.
what's going to happen is Papa Shango is going to come out, and
Papa Shah,
he's going to be
yeah,
the true ringleader.
yeah.
Of
But
this whole situation.
the Alexa Bliss thing is starting to build up. So they're
Right.
starting to get everyone healthy and back in. I'm really hoping, and I wouldn't mind seeing a tag team belt on them. Joe Gacy's a great wrestler. He was a great wrestler in NXT. He has the moves. He has the
Hmm.
mic
Right.
skills and everything. Dexter Loomis is the quiet one. He just uses his body for force and everything. So
I loved when Loomis was the stalker character where he just ran.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He played,
Right.
didn't say anything, but just like had that look. I love that for him. I love that. That
Right.
was great.
Well, here's the question though. If Alexa Bliss is going to be back in the picture with the Wyatt Six,
What happens to Ash?
yeah, what happens to her? Because
Yeah, I heard Alexa's not going to be going back with the
I don't
six.
think it's a whole combining thing because they still are saying the spirit of Bray is the sixth member. I think that there's going to be some kind of now what Wyndham Rotunda wanted to do with
not
the Wyatt
again.
Six was have multiple Wyatt Sixes on like different programs on SmackDown and Raw. I think that there's going to be a collective of like the what was the Covenant of the Owl or whatever from Batman. So I think that there's gonna if they really build it up, they could bring like a new age Ministry of Darkness without being like Undertaker-y. You know, like it could be still be supernatural, but it could be like they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. Like it could be on every program, and then that way the 5-7 minute promos that you get once a week when you're so looking forward to this group, they could spread them out.
Right. Well, you know, like you said, Sasquatch, maybe Papa Shango does that, and maybe the Boogeyman becomes leader of one of them
Boogeyman.
too.
Now, I personally would rather see Papa Shango. Papa Shango, very, very underrated wrestler.
Come on now, you don't want to see Boogeyman eating worms every
You
week.
know what? Again, that was about the time I stopped watching wrestling. I didn't. I missed
Right.
his whole career. I have no idea. No idea.
That
Right.
man kept me up for hours after watching a Monday Night Raw. Mom let me stay up till 10:30 to finish it, and anytime there was Boogeyman, like the Undertaker didn't scare me as
Yeah.
bad as the Boogeyman eating worms and everything.
Right.
It's worms. I mean, it's not like he's eating snakes or something. It's worms. I mean,
Would you eat a worm?
I've
Would you
done
eat
it
worms?
before. I sure.
Let's not put this challenge up here.
Don't tell me with a good time.
Um,
Do not. I mean, I am the whitest of white, so you don't tell me with a good time, right?
so Bearded Sasquatch, Garrett, I'll have to tell you when we get some time. I actually hung out with Corey Taylor. I hung out with him and worked for him for a
Dino
day.
has met everybody.
Dino, you know what? We should just let him go and just let him tell his stories. Like
Dino,
we
you need
don't even have the
another live of all the celebrities I've met.
Dino's gonna write a book.
Man, I already got 3 lives, man. I got 3 nights I do live. But yeah. What was I gonna say here? We got this one. Then this is a good question because it comes into what we wanted to talk about anyway. So I really think that so here's the thing. We talked about this earlier. We were talking about backstage that there is a divide with the bloodline. You can clearly see it starting to fracture. I think that I really think Jim and Fatu are gonna get together because Solo and JC and Mateo, they're really pissing Fatu off.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
I love the whole "tell me you love me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me you love me.
Right.
And Fatu's playing it. Whatever, however they're building it, that slow burn of you think he's right there with him, but he's not. I love it. Now, as far as this new JC guy, I mean, he's not new, but new to WWE.
Right.
I had to go back and watch a lot of his stuff, and honestly, he's a great wrestler from what I've
Right.
seen.
Right.
I would have loved it if they would have brought him in with the mask and everything, not because I'm
Yeah.
a creepy horror guy or
No,
anything,
yeah.
but just because that was what built that character.
Right.
So, you're basically building this man up as a Samoan, which he is and everything, and part of the bloodline, but you threw him on the main roster, and it's just like, what does he have? Like
Right.
what? Let's see it already. Like
See
Fatu came in, all gas, no brakes.
yeah.
Right. Right.
What's killing me is it's not so much that he looks like a middle-aged dad. Like it's kill.
Hey, I feel insulted.
Every like because Solo's in a suit. You know what I mean? Fatu is doing Fatu things, and JC's over here in a t-shirt that just doesn't look right on him. Going back to Jeff Cobb, he looks like a corn on the cob. I mean,
Yeah.
it just he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he
We're gonna
belongs
catch heat
in
for
the
this, boys.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I mean, I'm not that hard to find, right?
Well,
Actually, I am. I am the hide and seek champion since 1972, but that's besides the point.
right.
But it's just he doesn't like. I'm not saying the looks are always important because some of my favorite wrestlers
What's up,
were
Bishop?
out of shape or whatever, but he just doesn't look like he's gonna rip somebody's head off. He doesn't.
No, that's
look
what I'm
like,
saying. Put the mask on him. He
yeah,
doesn't even look. He just
Well,
looks like a Samoan fan that jumped the barricade and now
Yeah.
he's just hanging
right.
around solo.
Well,
exactly.
and that's the thing when you look at it. So they're trying to build this thing, as you could see that there's tension between Fatu and JC, right?
Exactly.
And you're looking at this like, listen, dude, Fatu is a monster, right? He is a wrecking machine, bulldozer, all gas, no brakes. And you got him up against the guy that's kind of like sitting there, like to me, he almost looks like he's Dominic Mysterio with 100 pounds.
He
Like,
looks like a retired Rhino.
he does.
I mean,
Well, actually,
every time I see him, I can't stop thinking of Rhino. And I'm like,
well, to be fair, I think he'd be the Timo version of Rhino.
yeah.
Okay. So you're looking at it, you're like, if you're building this guy up, at least make his image, right? Like make him look the part. And they're not doing that with wardrobe. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they have a wardrobe department in WWE. Like, dude, make this guy look like a badass or stop trying to push him that way. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like put him in a suit. I mean, you can't just have Solo looking all dapper and a guy that looked like he just came from the Goodwill with the.
They need to bring
Right.
back Street Champion, Simone shorts, taped hands Solo again. This is whiny little brother Solo that Jimmy and John picked on.
Right.
I mean, some of the stuff that he does say does have me cracking up. Like,
you want to
Right.
talk about what people have to say? What about that line that Cody used against John Cena and Logan Paul?
Well, yeah.
The meme of the week.
yeah,
Right.
100%, 100%.
Right.
So,
Baker, we are going to get to a tier list of best finishing moves. We
Yes,
did
we will.
entrances. I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea. We will get to all that.
you know what? We might do it next week. Who knows?
Maybe.
We
Depends on
told
how
this-
slow this
Caveat to that, I may not be here next week, so the show might take a break because I got to be in Ghent, West Virginia, and I've got to come home on a Sunday, so I don't know if I'm going to make it in
that's
time.
fine. That's
So
fine.
we might take, but that's okay. It'll give us a week to come up with. So, Garrett said he wanted to have a list of top tag teams, a
Top
tier list
tag
of top tag teams. We can do a best finishing moves, and what else? We'll have to remember this.
There's a ton of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff we're going to get into. This is just the beginning.
we're 5 weeks in or 5 shows in now.
Right.
We kind of just do this by the seat of our pants.
Right.
So whatever we want to talk about, we talk about. It's
Right.
By the way, Sasquatch isn't wearing pants.
no comment. No comment.
Oh man.
No comment. The question is, which Sasquatch are you talking about? Because there's 2 of us here. So,
Yeah.
You know who.
Yep. So let me ask you this. Do you guys think, because they keep building Logan Paul, so here's my thing. Do you see Jey Uso losing the belt to Logan Paul sometime in the next, let's say, 2 to 3 months?
No,
it better not.
Just for the simple fact, now they're trying to set up. It looks like they're trying to set up a champion versus champion match.
Sure.
And you know what? No, I have a feeling that Cena's going to win both of them, take both of them with them, and then they're only going to have one title. That's it. One world heavyweight.
That's if you're going to have separate rosters. You
Gotta
can't
have 2
one title.
Yeah.
They just created that world heavyweight champion because they
Right.
had so many titles on SmackDown, and
Right.
Roman was kicking everyone's ass.
Right.
So no, they're not getting rid of that world heavyweight title yet.
Like I said, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, or they're trying to unify it.
Well,
Not again. They just ununified.
I'm telling you, my thing is this: is I think John Cena told us all what was going to happen a couple weeks ago. Logan Paul is going to win that belt, and they're going to destroy wrestling. Because here's the thing: Number one, it's believable that he could win it. You want to know why? Because he's got the athletic talent. Two, he puts asses in the seats.
Yep.
Three, think about this. Who's the first person you've seen bring a drone down to and fly around the ring and stuff like?
Come on
Listen,
though.
as
Like
much as I'm telling you, I'm not a big
how
fan
many
of
how
his.
many asses in seats is Logan Paul really bringing? Like
Think
you
about
think all
this
these
though.
YouTubers are like, oh, Logan Paul is on WWE,
Sure,
so we're gonna start watching WWE?
I
sure,
mean,
No.
but
when he first made his
right,
debut, it was like that. Like he got that huge pop when he first debuted.
right. I
Um,
mean, you
so
got to look at it this though.
I think they're
So,
pushing it for him. I think that they are putting more asses in seats for Logan Paul than Logan
right,
Paul is bringing asses to seats for WWE.
and
sure,
either way, all I know is
right,
Logan Paul is a liar talking about how he did that springboard off
Yes.
the top
right,
rope, and he said it had never been done. And apparently, what was his name?
right,
Super Crazy did it back in
Yep.
the early 2000s,
right,
and he
Yep.
actually did it better than Logan Paul did it. And I'm
right.
like,
Yep.
Well,
I'm not a Logan Paul fan.
I'm
I
not
will
either.
I will give him the athleticism. I will
Right,
give him that he can talk because
right,
he made his money on talking. It doesn't take
right,
all you can do is put a WWE logo in his
right,
hand on YouTube. That's what he's doing. He is his YouTube creator.
right.
Um, but as far as is he worthy of wearing a WWE belt?
Well,
If he can wear a WWE belt, you might as well sign me up. Let me in there. Let
but
give me a belt too, there,
but
guy.
but here's the thing though. This guy has an innate ability to catch heat.
mhm.
Okay? That dude catches heat. He can catch heat like no tomorrow. Listen to what John Cena said.
People like
If
assholes.
if Logan Paul got it, they could destroy wrestling, right? Now, if you've got two guys on the same path trying to destroy wrestling, now you can build up two baby faces trying to go and get these guys. I'm telling you, Cena wouldn't have said that for no reason. It's in the works. I'm telling you, Logan Paul is because he's not going to win it clean. We all know he's not going to win matches like that clean. There's going to be outside interference. He's going to win it by cheating. But you mark my words, he will have it.
I feel
And
like Cody Rhodes needs to ditch the suits and it needs to be a straight bloodbath between him and John Cena. And then, just both of them bloody till the end and Cody Rhodes barely making it out, barely able to walk with that
right,
title, beating John Cena. If they're gonna go back with the Cody Rhodes story. I mean, like Cody
right,
Rhodes is another one I would love to see a great heel run from. He finished the story for his daddy.
right,
After that, I was like, okay,
right.
what now?
Well, it's what do you want
What
to
do you
talk
want to
about,
talk
man?
about?
What do you want to talk about? Yep.
Yeah, and like when he came back, I guess it's he. Somebody said a couple weeks ago that Cody Rhodes had to become a heel, excuse me, a face by numbers because there are so many heels. He had
Yeah,
to be a baby face,
yeah.
Right,
and like it would have made 100% more sense for it to be Cody Rhodes in the John Cena spot. I
right,
completely understand that, and it's just now it's to the point where Cody Rhodes is starting to get stale, and like it's just
That's
now,
all I am,
you
Baker. I
know,
don't believe that Logan
right,
Paul has paid any dues to get all the way to, you know, okay, he won a US title. Like, look how long it's taken Jay Uso to go from just a tag team guy
yeah,
right,
to
what,
a
15
world
years,
heavyweight
right?
champion. Look how long it took Rey Mysterio. Look how long it took
right,
Jeff Hardy, um, Mr. Kennedy. I mean, like you can go on and on, you know,
right. Well,
Macho Man. You want to go back in the day,
I totally
It
agree
it's
with you.
it's all about how much work and everything that they put in. Just because you're there for practices for 6 months and
Right,
you make a couple live
right,
viral videos or
right,
you did a great jump off a top rope
right.
does not mean that
Well,
you are a WWE champion.
sure. But so the other thing you have to understand is things have changed, right? And well, I mean, think about this. What is shelf life of wrestlers now?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's a
So
great question.
when you get a guy like Logan Paul who is arrogant, right? Listen, everybody talks about the Paul brothers, right? I'm sure the board of WWE said, hey, you know what? Doesn't matter if he's paid his dues or not. He can do this. He's athletic. Let's strike while the iron's hot, right? The dude can do it. I don't agree with how he came in. I'm not agreeing. I don't personally, he's not like my favorite or anything like that. But here's the thing, right? They're gonna look. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
I completely agree with
right,
Sasquatch over there.
right. But they're gonna look at this. It's a business, dude. They're
Yeah.
gonna look at it and be like, how much money can we make off this, right? And
I,
believe it or not, how much heat do you think him being champion and John Cena being champion of, but how much heat and how much hype and stuff can they do with that,
how
right?
much more? How much more money? I mean, like, I'm not saying like, of course they're making money hand over
Right,
foot, but
right,
you got the prime what you got the prime water right there by this
right.
commentary. You've
Sure,
got whatever logo is being sponsored
sure,
by this week in the middle of the ring, like
sure,
the
sure.
true WWE, WWF era of Vince McMahon and everything, that's
Sure.
dead.
Yeah.
Right,
Like it is
That
dead.
is
Everything
long.
is
right,
all commercial and promo now.
right,
Yep.
But if you if you really think about it, how much and I know that they're trying to bring newer fans in, and maybe
right,
they're succeeding in that.
right.
But from your generation to my generation to the guys in
Sure,
the back,
right,
early 2000s, I think we're still carrying the
sure,
money for WWE.
sure. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Logan Paul fan, but I understand what they're doing. Especially now they're long-term storytelling, right? When you get John Cena letting that out, like I said, he's not saying that for no reason. Then all of a sudden he's coming out and doing this. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that if Logan got it, he'd be carrying it long. I'm thinking he'll have it 2 months to 3 months before he gets nailed. But that 3 month period of him and John Cena being arrogant, rolling around, both of them having the championships and destroying wrestling, I think it's a crazy angle that could draw a lot of people. Like, let's get behind somebody. Let's get behind
They
somebody.
only got so long with the villain before the
Sure,
hero comes.
sure, sure.
And the Roman Reigns 5 years,
Right,
like they don't have that with Cena. They only have
right,
until
right,
2026 mid or whatever.
right,
So they can push the narrative all they want with this,
right,
destroying wrestling or whatever, but the
right.
storyline is too short. You might as well just let Cena win, cheat everything for the next 10
Sure,
matches or whatever and build
sure.
up for the hero to come save him, which would be R-Truth.
Right. But like I said, why not build up a hero on
Yeah.
Raw too? I mean, if you got two, because you never see it where you got two bad guys, two heels as champions, right?
No.
Yeah.
So why not build two baby faces up? Let's see. Let's go. I mean,
I'm curious on a Jey Uso heel turn after this. I mean, he wants to do it.
He does. I just, he's too hot. He's too over right now.
too hot, too
He's
He's
hot.
too
too.
hot. I
He's
mean,
too
Right,
look at
hot.
that crowd.
I mean,
The whole
like
crowd eats.
he
right,
has the. I mean, he has the whole, basically the whole world in his hand,
right,
and they're not gonna drop that. They're making way too
right.
much money off of him.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. But it's like this. Think about this back in the day, right? If you have Logan, who is a super heel, everybody hates him, can draw heat. Look at when Hogan would sit there and he got kind of stabbed, even when he had everybody behind him, right? He'd lose to one of these super evil heels, right? And all it did was make the crowd want him more. And they would push and push and push to see him
Yep.
beat that heel. That's the same thing with Logan Paul. All it would be is a setup to build somebody up to go crush him. He ain't
Yeah.
gonna run with it for a while.
Yeah. Because you kind
He
of
will never die.
you kind of need a Mothra for a Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Right,
And it's
right,
just the question is who is the Godzilla in this situation? You know what I mean?
right,
That's
right.
the thing. Is it Jay? I mean, I don't know about you, but that last promo that Jay cut with Cody, like I don't know if Jay was trying to cry, if he was
Right.
mad, or if he was trying to laugh at the whole situation because he was making a face.
I think it was a laugh. I think it
Right.
was he was not expecting what Cody was going to say, especially with that
Right.
Peacemaker line. I was like,
Right.
okay,
Oh,
we're
that
on
was hilarious.
Netflix.
That was
Right.
hilarious.
We're on Netflix. That was great. That's why he dropped the mic. I mean, you can't compete with like Jay's got some good lines, but
Right.
whoever wrote that for Cody, it wasn't Cody. If it was Cody, hey, shout out, nice job. But
Right.
Fantastic. So.
Yeah, I mean, they might have hired Enzo on the side to do some stuff for him.
Terrible. Terrible.
Uh,
Terrible.
so let's talk about the two girls coming up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. See, this is what I hate about this smart culture. There are no more surprises anymore.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Like
Right.
I would have loved like the two NXT girls that are women that are being called up superstars.
Right.
I wish we wouldn't have known that they're being called up because I would love to just see the surprise
Right.
of them being called up.
Right.
One's going to
Right.
SmackDown, one's going to Raw, and
It, it, I
it's
think
just
they made I think they made the right decision though on who was going where.
yeah,
Stephanie Vakir is definitely a better fit to go on Raw.
yeah.
Um, Jordan Grace going to SmackDown because she's a powerhouse, right? So that can be interesting because now
it's going to be
you
a
have
great battle between her and Jade. Like
Yeah.
once
I
this
don't
Naomi stuff really fades away,
I
Jordan
don't
Grace,
I
I
don't think it's
follow
gonna
her in
be
her workouts,
yeah,
and
she's a beast.
she's a
Yeah,
beast. That's not just for
right,
show.
right,
She's right up there with um I think Rhea Ripley is as much of a beast as her, but you just don't
right,
see it in definition. Jordan Grace has
right.
got some definition. I
Well,
would
she
love to see her man,
right,
what is it, the octopus, Jonathan,
yeah,
Grisham, I think it is.
yeah,
yeah,
Grissom or something.
Yeah,
right,
Height level, he's so small, but that man does something. He can cut a promo too.
yeah.
right. Though,
Um,
I don't think Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill are gonna feud not for a long time. I don't think that's the plan.
yeah.
Um, if anything, I could see them maybe working together a little bit, but so here's my only reasoning for that. They're gonna build Jordan Grace up, but they've got too much money in Jade, and they've been building the Charlotte thing because every time they cross paths, they're eyeing each other. Um, they're eyeing each other up, and Charlotte should do the right thing and pass the torch on to Jade because that's the thing to do. Charlotte is, dude, she's been there, done that. Her body is starting to fail, her knees. Pass the torch and gracefully step away.
And she looks different from last time we saw her. She looks
Yeah,
again, and I don't get it. And by the way, Retro,
Is it plastic surgery?
oh, you
I
do.
don't know. She looks different. More. I
She's
don't know. I
she's
don't know if it's
definitely had
makeup
to have been
or
talking. No, she's definitely been having to been talking to Natalie too much, Natalia, because
no.
dude, them two, I don't know who's gonna get more surgeries done.
And you know what? I've seen Natalie. I've seen Natalie in person
I
last.
am curious to see Charlotte Flair do this Dark Queen, like because there was a post from her, revel in what
Right,
you are, accepting
right,
the white stuff and everything. I would
right,
love to see Alexa Bliss take over with some kind of darkness with Flair and build. They only got you only got so many females and everything to do the storyline or whatever,
right,
but that the Wyatt Six is going to need somebody to fight with.
right.
So what if you Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Aleister Black?
Carrying
I don't know
cross,
who else
carrying
really.
cross,
Yeah,
carrying
Carrying
cross.
Cross. There you go.
Yeah,
hey,
but here's the problem though. So you have the bloodline, right? And then you have Seth Rollins one, which is kind of like the Timo version of that, right?
Evolution
Because
Part 2.0.
yeah, they're doing that. I really think the problem now is they're getting too many factions.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where you're like, listen, like,
now it's going to be AEW all over again.
right, like, and my problem with let's say Charlotte Flair did some Dark Queen thing, right? The problem is you can't keep her healthy. She's got problems with her knees. So why? I mean, my thing would be, why invest in this when we don't know if you're going to last for another 4, 5, 6 months? At some point, you have to look and be like, we need to invest in the future. The girls coming, the women that are coming up, and the ones that need to be there, that's what we're going to invest in.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, if she gets in that ring and tries that crap that she did against Tiffy, and she tries that against Jade,
Yep.
I think Jade will straight up put a hurting on her.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, like you guys have said it before, we've said it last time. They need to have a female show.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
they do. Well, don't
need,
they have
and you
one?
want to keep bringing
Yeah,
women
they're
into
good.
things. I mean, women are good for beer communities. Women are good
Right.
for everything. Like,
Right.
I think that you can make more money with a women's show in
Right.
WWE than
Right.
WNBA, and I
Oh, for
love
sure.
them and everything
For
they
sure.
do. The women's flag football and everything. Like,
Right.
they keep trying to bring all these women things in. Let's
Right.
have a women's storyline show.
I mean, let me say this. They could do that because they have a pay-per-view that's going to be, it's part of a pay-per-view or something that's just women. I believe
Yeah,
it's the women's
yeah.
show.
Evolution, yeah.
Right. I mean, think
Evolution.
about this. Almost every woman that's in NXT is solid.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
You
100%.
could take all the women, put them in this, and be like, all right, this is a show for all of you. I mean, the one that should have came up too, they should have added the third woman coming up, Lash Legend.
Yeah.
That woman is a powerhouse, and she is a monster.
I liked replying to Retro. He said,
Right.
Selena Vega is mid. She's good. Her issue is she is so tiny. Nobody takes her seriously. She is the smallest woman on the roster at like 4'10", 4'11". She makes Alexa Bliss look huge, and she's tiny. She's 5'2". Like it's that's the issue. Sarah Logan, they did mess up with her.
Yeah, they did.
She can go.
I feel like they need more belts. I feel like they need to bring back cruiserweights and cruiserweight women's.
The issue right now they have too many belts. That's the thing. They have way too many belts. Like they don't know what to do with them all. Like because not all of them are on TV. I mean, you got one that's only for basically the people that are in the house before the shows. That's the revved up or speed title. Then you got the heavyweight championships. Then you got the Intercontinental. Then you got the U.S. champion. And there's too many belts. Like it's just it makes them to the point where it's kind of, hey, they're just an accessory. They don't mean anything.
Right.
I mean, it did take them this long to build up the Intercontinental back up to a worthy championship.
And that was all for Gunther, but it's just like right now for the heavyweight title in the women's division means nothing. The one that Chelsea Green just had, that's where all the money was. And Chelsea Green is just it. She was like, I love what they're doing with her and the whole cabinet thing. That's great. But it's just like, okay, now what do you do with her now she's lost?
Who is the women's heavyweight? Because I get confused because the tag team looks just like the heavyweight.
I mean, it's Tiffany and it's EO.
Tiffany Stratton and
EO. Yeah, those are the two. But like nobody cares. Like I hate to say it. Like
the only thing, like if you look at Tiffy, like compared to the women's champion for SmackDown, in my opinion, is much better than the Raw one. Tiffy can get that attention. She knows how to talk. She's got and not taken away from EO, because EO is an incredible athlete, but she can't talk, and she just can't, like with Tiffany, you don't know right now. I don't know if she's a heel or a baby face, because
I feel like the women have had the same feuds over and over and over, just like Damian Priest and McIntyre. Kick it into its bleeding dead horse.
And see, and that's why I liked what they were doing with Chelsea Green. Like she even though she's been around for a while, she was a fresher face, and now you have a new person to go up against. And like I I said, I like when they push Zelina. I've been a fan of Zelina before when she was on the Indies. But like I said, her issue is she's too, like I can't take her seriously as as somebody that's
I
going to
think
come in
she's
and kick
right
some
where
ass
she
and go
needs to
home.
be, if not
Yeah.
a tag team. I would
Yeah,
Right.
love to see her. I would love to see, intergender and her turn
yeah,
into something dark with Aleister Black. I mean, they're
Right.
married and a healthy couple and everything.
Right.
I would love to see Bianca and Montez do something other than, the reality TV show. If you didn't catch it, it is
Right.
hilarious.
Right. And that's the thing is you got all these women and they need okay, so like for example, right? Jade went out, she beat Naomi like 2 times, right? Be done. Like that feud should be done. They need, you know what I'm saying? Because all you do when you keep having them go against the same people is you killing it. You kill momentum. Like everybody's like, oh, she's wrestling her again. Okay, ooh, like,
Bye, Garrett.
boom.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yep. Um, and of course my chat logged me out again.
well,
You're right.
the troublemaker just came in. Santa Tom just came in. So,
Santa
uh,
Tom,
so Mr.
I
Tom.
All right,
I'm
we're
saying
on USA, people. Watch your mouths.
so, but no, that's the thing is they just it gets old. Like this, we're seeing it, like wrestling the same one, the same one, the same one. With Zelina. I was happy when she won it because she put in her time, and it's cool to see her do that. Now, do I think she should hold it for a long time? No, I think they should have it to her. But like you're talking about when you look at them physically, right? Look at Becky Lynch. That one, you need to be done. You're not big. You don't have it anymore. You can't cut a promo.
Yep.
All this. Be
I think
graceful.
that's
Step
like
out.
the house mom of WWE. Like she took too much of a hiatus and then
Right.
didn't work while she was on the hiatus. I mean,
Yep.
great,
Right.
spend time with your family, spend time with your kids,
Right. Right.
but she lost that whole physique, her
Right.
speed.
Right.
She can't even really cut a promo. I mean,
No.
I guess her and Seth have a healthy relationship where they don't have to sit there and go back and forth. But
Right.
Wow.
she
Wow.
just
Wow.
she just can't cut a promo. And
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't argue with her either. I would just walk away.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, why? Why? Why?
So
Why?
okay, so who do you think is the next top women's champion? Like who is about to? You talked about Logan Paul ruining wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've had all these same old beefs and everything with the women. Who's the next women to take it up there? Who's the next Becky Lynch? Who's the next Charlotte Flair?
So you gotta take it by division. So if you look at Raw, right? Like I said, I have no problem with EO, but the problem is I don't view her as that powerhouse that should have it, right? Um, the only person, okay, the next one that's going to rise, and they're already setting her up, is Lyra Valkyria.
Yep.
That's she's going,
Yep.
she's going up there.
Yep.
The big thing to see is where's Rhea going to fit in if that happens, right? Um, But if you look at Rhea, right? Rhea has a more feminine look now, right? She is not as cut or jacked as she used to be. Okay. So obviously they're softening her up some. She's softened up some, which is it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying is that her image now is a little bit softer. Okay.
I hope I
She's
don't jinx it, but I feel like her and Buddy just got married last year. I feel
right,
like Rhea's gonna go on a hiatus. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they want to start a family. Maybe.
right. But so I really think Lyra Valkyria is going to do that. Who I think is going to be for it. It's got to come. Jade Cargill has got to be champion. They didn't bring her, didn't spend all this money on her. They're not investing in her for no reason. Um,
Yeah.
she is moving a lot better. She's
Yep.
moving a lot better. She's doing a lot better. That push from Naomi when she got injured, there was no injury there. They said, "Hey, you're going down. You're going to go train for a while. You got to get better."
Yep.
And when she came back, she did. But I got to tell you though, she owes a lot of that now, looking good, to Nia Jax because
Oh,
every match that involves Nia Jax,
my
Calm
Nia
favorite
down.
Jax,
lucha,
Calm
my
Nia,
down.
my my
Nia
my,
Jax,
my favorite
Nia
luchador.
Jax, makes her look like a superstar.
My favorite luchador right there. Don't
Right.
Luchador?
But I mean,
you
yep,
clearly didn't see SmackDown
right.
Friday.
Yeah.
She was
But I
doing
mean,
top
I,
rope
I
stuff.
I had to catch the highlights. I don't have cable for the live action SmackDown.
right. But yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, Nia Jax did an awesome job the past couple weeks
Yeah.
putting Jade over. But like I said, we'll see because when the push comes, it's gonna be Jade against Charlotte Flair. And I'm telling you, if Charlotte tries that crap she did with Tiffany,
Yeah.
Jade's not gonna put up with it.
I
Jade's
feel
gonna
like
beat it.
the name holds too much value with her. They're gonna give her, they're gonna let her match up at least match up her daddy's record since John Cena just broke it
The reason
before
I
she
don't think
retires.
the reason I don't think so is because if you look at Charlotte Flair, honestly, and this is probably gonna sound like a jerk thing to say, but nobody cares about her no more. Nobody cares if she beats it, if she gets the record or not. Nobody cares. Number one, John Cena just took her daddy's fame away. He got 17 times. Nobody cares now. It would have been cool if she would have got it while her dad still had the record, but now you're like, yeah, who cares?
Nobody
I
cares.
don't. Nobody cares,
Yep.
you know?
I agree.
And yeah, and you look at it like I think it kind of made her mad because I think when she first came back, she thought everybody was just going to cheer for her and everything was going to go. And
Well, the last time
she
that she
she didn't
left
get the
and came
pop,
back, they immediately gave her that title back after
right?
and she got booed for it, and
Right,
then they had to turn her heel.
right. And that's what I'm saying is that I don't think like I think when she came back this time, she thought it was going to be like all awesome and this and that, and the crowd wasn't having it, man. They're like, we don't care. I mean, who cares? Because she would have to win it. She's a 14-time champ.
Yep.
She would have to win it 2 more times, and you're like, "What are you gonna do? Win it, lose it, win it?" Like, there's not enough time. She can't stay healthy enough to do that,
Yep.
I agree.
you know?
So,
So, yeah, it's gotta be passed on to one of the new
But
girls, you
she's
know?
already got the name for even at 14 times, she has
Right,
that name for her. Like,
right,
let her just retire and then let the women chase that
right,
14-time thing
yep.
with the
right.
women's side.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's kinda like anybody's job, right? So, you work somewhere, you got this guy that should have retired, right? But he doesn't wanna retire, and he's a roadblock, right? He's not
Mhm.
letting things happen. Some of these wrestlers are the same way, like but the problem is think about it this way, well, I don't wanna give it up because it's not that they're addicted to the money, right? It's they're addicted to being in that spotlight. They want to
Yeah,
be in that.
Yep.
Anything that
yeah.
involves entertainment, look at how many rock bands or how many musicians should have retired years ago, but they keep on coming back because they got to be in that spotlight, you know?
Do you think that there is going to be a because from the tweets and everything, it's like John Cena's not done with WWE after he's this farewell tour. So what else is John Cena gonna do? I
Well,
don't think he
think about
has a.
this.
He's
Think
making
about
too many
this.
movies and everything to be behind the scene guy.
Well, let's put it this way. John Cena hasn't been in a good movie in how long? He's not a good actor. He should
Well,
stop.
Hey, The Peacemaker is a very good show.
hold on
It's
one
a
second.
show. A show. He's good in that show, and he has nothing to do with writing it. Okay.
What was that?
Ricky
What was that?
Sinisky? You didn't
Hold
see
on.
the
Hold on.
Ricky Sinisky?
What was that movie? Roblox? No. Um, not the last one, but the one before that. It was actually a comedy, and he was actually really funny in it. It was
Right.
Ricky
good.
It
Sinisky,
was.
right?
No, no, not
Or
that one. The
or
one before,
Right.
the vacation one
Right.
I think so.
where he
Or
was on vacation.
no,
He
no,
took
it was where his I guess his he has kids, and like I guess there was prom night, and he's trying to
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
stop
Daddy's
things,
home too.
something
No. It was a prom night. I know. Yeah.
like Roblox, something like that. But that,
Oh, I didn't watch it.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to
that
go back
movie
and
is
watch it.
actually, to be honest with it,
Right.
hilarious. But
Right.
The only person that I root for as far as wrestler turned actor anymore is Dave Batista.
Here's the problem though. You look at it and people are like, okay, whatever. Like, I could see John Cena doing stuff in the background because he's gonna have time because the problem is John Cena kind of typecast himself, right? In funny stuff, he's good. In action movies, you're like, nope,
Yep,
he's not good.
yep,
Like he's got the look. Yeah, one time he had the build and the look, and you're like, no, he's terrible at it.
Yep.
Like funny stuff
Yeah.
he's good at,
Yep.
but
Fast and
I
the
really
Furious.
think, yeah, I mean, I think he'll be doing behind it because here's the thing: the guy did a lot in his career, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
He obviously knows how the business works. He obviously knows how to make money.
Mhm.
They're going to keep him around working in the back because
It
he could be working with
and the
young talent with
true
new
sense
talents,
of a matter is when everyone else left, John Cena
right?
was the one that stepped up and became
Sure,
the man.
Yeah, I mean, for
sure,
20 years, he's the
right,
face. I mean,
right. And that's the thing. You look at him. And I was thinking about something. I think you said you were talking last week. Is he going to have a change of heart?
Yeah,
And at
big
the
time.
end, is he going to
nah.
turn babyface? Maybe he has second. Because here's my thing about this. For that
He's
guy,
not leaving as a heel. He's not leaving as a heel.
and that's the thing too. You think about it. He did so much in the company, right? Does he really want to leave as a heel? I
Yeah.
mean,
I feel
is
like I don't think that they're gonna do anything with The Rock anymore because that storyline was just so bogus and burnt.
well,
But
I
if
think
they really wanted to
right,
have The Rock come back, rock
right,
bottom him, make him lose the title, and then 3 or 4 pay-per-views is it for Cena, and the last pay-per-view he wins it, gifts it, says I'm done, I'm retired as a good guy, as a
right,
baby face,
right.
and then they have a tournament for the next title.
Either way, they're gonna have to start. If they're gonna do that, they got to start
Right,
now because like
Yeah.
they don't have that much
That's
time.
what I'm worried about. Is
right,
like this
Because
the
his last,
timeline.
yeah, I was gonna say his last match is in December, and
right.
so
Yeah.
they don't
That's
have.
what the timeline is too short. And then we're sitting here counting dates.
Yeah,
Like so
Yes.
every time that you see John Cena, it's like one
Right.
less.
yep,
What okay, how many more do I got? And the
Well,
storyline is just so it's not strong. You know, for 3 or 4 years, you're like Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Okay, okay, come on, Roman Reigns. Like someone beat
right,
this guy already.
right. Well,
Like eventually John Cena's gonna be beat.
if Ron Truth, our Truth, doesn't come back and be the savior, if that storyline's not, you know what you do? You know what you do? You just have Brock Lesnar come in, suplex city him like 50 times, and then he hits his head so hard. Cena hits his head so hard, breaks him back into reality, and makes him a babyface.
yep, yep,
I mean, I mean, there's an easy way to get him to lose. I mean, dude, if all of a sudden Brock Lesnar appeared at the last match and just took him to suplex, I mean, nobody be like, "Oh my god, it's not feasible. Brock can beat this guy." Like, dude, that he ragdolled him every single time. There we go. You know what I mean? I
yep.
mean, so
I
who
just
knows?
when and if Brock Lesnar comes back, I will be shocked because I think that he is done with WWE. I wouldn't be surprised to see Brock Lesnar go to AEW,
No, he
but
won't go there. I'll bet tell
he
you what,
won't.
AEW can't afford
I think
him.
he is a WWE through and through.
Right.
I just don't know when and if he will come back because
I
there's too many big names for them to bring Brock Lesnar back in.
but think about
They're gonna
this.
have to build
There's a
they're gonna have to
void.
build somebody like they did Roman Reigns.
There's a void. See, where he fits the void is. When Undertaker, how many times did Undertaker have the belt? Not that many times, right?
Not that many times.
Undertaker was that guy that didn't need the belt. When that dude came down, you know he was the badass and he could beat the hell out of everybody, right?
Right.
You make a deal with Brock. Hey, here's the deal. You're going to come down every once in a while often. You're going to have a feud with somebody who's out of line. You're going to go down there, beat on him, or you're going to pass the torch, whatever. But he could be that guy. He doesn't need the belt because he's a badass. Everybody knows he's the baddest guy walking around. He don't need the belt. Just go down and do what you do. Smash people, you
I
know?
think he's too. I mean, his kids are aging and getting to
Sure.
the end of all their schooling and everything.
Sure.
I would honestly, just because I grew up on him, I would love
Right.
to see another Brock Lesnar run.
Yep.
Right.
That's
But
like
Right.
I would also love to see a Randy Orton run before he dies, or not dies. I'm sorry,
Right.
retires.
Before he
wow,
retires. Right.
wow! Don't put that
I
out
think
there.
I think Randy is going to get a run with it. I really
Yeah,
do. I just think the timing right now is not right because if that wasn't happening with John Cena right now, I think Randy would have the belt on him.
yeah.
but because
Yep.
of what's going on with John, it's a timing thing, right?
Yep.
You know, so but I'm telling you, man, I would not be surprised to see Brock Lesnar coming back and doing something.
I can see
Because I'll tell you what, unlike the Vince McMahon year, dude, this company has no problem spending money. Okay.
They don't
Now
have any
imagine
time
that.
spending money,
This
and the locker room is happy.
Yep.
and here's the thing. So think about the table that sits there right now, right? Brock's not only a WWE, he's a UFC guy. Both things that they own, right?
True. True.
They're gonna spend money to get him back
Mm.
because they know how much money they can make with him coming back.
Yeah. True.
You know?
True.
Because
Oh, you're making it hard to keep those Jordans on the ground right there. You're
I'm
talking.
telling you,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you
You're
because you wanna know
talking.
what? Look at how it is. The guys that put the asses in the seats, they're spectacles.
Yeah.
Nobody cares if you do 50 flips off the top rope, whatever. If you're a spectacle, people want to watch. And people want to watch to this day. They want Brock. They want to see him. I mean, think about this. How many times they bring Goldberg back, right? Because
True.
he was a spectacle, right? Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying bring him back. I'm just saying look at how many times he came back, right? Because he was a spectacle. He could draw money. Brock's still a younger guy as far
Mhm.
as like compared to Goldberg and some of the other guys, right? He's got at least one more run in him to come in and do some stuff before he says, "Hey, my body can't take it. I'm done." So I'm telling you, I think we're going to see Brock come in and do
I
some
hope
Brock
so.
stuff.
I hope so.
Yep.
So.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he's always been a favorite of mine. I hated him when he first started, just because he was,
Right.
just a beast of a man and no one could beat him. But
Right.
then you start following him,
Right.
and he's actually a pretty safe wrestler especially compared to
Yeah.
Goldberg and
Right.
everything. But what I like about Brock Lesnar is he's not afraid to put the next guy over. You
Right.
know,
Right.
yeah, they gave him the streak of the Undertaker, but that
Right.
was just to for him to be the top guy.
Right.
But he's put over Roman Reigns. He's put over Cena when he needed to.
Right.
I would love to see Brock Lesnar come back and pass the torch.
Right. Well, listen, guys, I got to be on Baker's show here in a few minutes, so let's wrap it up. So one thing, it's up in the air about the show for next week. I don't know, but let's plan this safely and just say we're taking a week off.
Yep.
That way we can do some stuff. But any last comments you guys want to say?
Got anything, Jay? I got some stuff, but
I talk enough. I think I'm good.
again, you know, elegantsasquatchcode.etsy.com, 25% off, no code needed. It already comes off at the register. The liquid beard oil or beard butter is
Butter.
in stock. I have it. I'm looking at it right now.
Right.
So get that. I will be having the Father's Day
Worth
boxes
it.
up coming up soon. I got to get a couple things in order, but they will be up. Probably looking around $55 for everything, which is a
Right.
great deal.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely check me out. That goes to the 16th, so 25% off, and then plus if you spend $35 or more, you get free shipping. So
Nice.
you
And
can't, yes,
and
it's tactical Santa approved,
30
and
spray J approved.
exactly, 100%.
So you can't go wrong. And you can't teach that. Can't go wrong.
Five. All right. But yeah, that's all I got. ElegantSasquatchCode.etsy.com. And yeah, so definitely check me out.
Right. Right. So we'll come up with a list of ideas. We'll probably run a top tier the next show. We'll figure out what we want to do top tier of, but we'll do that. But as always, everybody, we thank you and appreciate you. I had fun spending time with my brothers. I love doing this
Cool.
Sunday show with you guys. But everybody out there, nothing but much love and respect. And we will see you soon. And Sasquatch, you want to do what Bearded Chief does to get us out on Monday Night Raw?
No.
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 You know what?
No.
Okay, no mating call.
Not right now. No.
Okay,
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
The wife's in the other room. No.
All right. Dirty spray, Jay. Give us the send off, man. It's up to you
All
now.
right, Suplex Syndicate is